Hey there, scholars. This is Mr. Tom, and I just wanted to check in with you guys and share with you some final thoughts and reminders for the exam. Some of the things are based on research, others just anecdotal, but I think that all of it is beneficial and helpful, so let's check these things out, shall we? Okay, so the night before the test, I would recommend that you guys don't have any coffee after noon on Tuesday before your test because that can mess up your sleep pattern. But I think all of our sleep patterns are a little bit screwy and messed up right now. But do the best you can with that one before the test. Keep in mind, no late night cramming, guys. It's not going to work. Don't stay up all night studying your literary devices or anything like that. You guys just need to focus on getting your rest. The big terms you guys need to know, since the test has been reduced from multiple choice and the 3 essays to just the 1 essay, the key terms you want to keep in mind, of course, the Holy Trinity, diction, imagery, metaphor and symbol, and then, of course, characterization, personification, and setting. Those will be the big ones that you'll probably want to think about addressing based upon the excerpt that they give you guys. Make sure you guys have a healthy dinner that's high in carbs and proteins. Keep in mind, I know not all of you guys are fish fans, but fish is a brain food, so that would be a good idea for the night before. I'd recommend, and of course this is based on research too, no phones or screen time after 10 p.m. This way you guys can get a good night's sleep. Probably a good idea to set out some comfy clothes for the test. Avoid pajamas, and I'll talk more about this in a minute. And also the night before, make sure you have your testing site all established. Decide also, too, if you're going to type or handwrite your essay. Get that all set up the night before. And also make sure everything is charged and ready to go. And if you do have a backup device, if possible, go ahead and have that ready to go and sitting next to you just in case anything goes awry. And then lastly, the night before the test, make sure you guys are in bed by about 10:30 or 11 o'clock so you guys get a good night's sleep. On the morning of the test, it'd probably be a good idea to do some light to moderate exercise. Been proven again and again that exercise stimulates the brain and gets you ready to go. A shower, of course, would freshen you guys up. And also breathing exercises, meditation to help keep you nice and calm and focused and centered for the day's task. Have a solid breakfast with plenty of protein. Avoid all those sugary foods and energy drinks. Would probably be a bad idea to wake up at 11:30, eat a Pop-Tart, and try and tackle this essay. You want to do a little more prep than that, physical prep and mental prep. Go ahead and energize yourself with some coffee or some tea, but not too much because it can make you jittery. Drink lots of water, and also bring a water bottle with you wherever your testing site is. And make sure you guys dress comfy, but be ready to play hard. Don't wear pajamas or slippers because that kind of sets the mental tone that you're just a little bit too relaxed. So be comfy, but not too relaxed. And then, of course, bring any snacks in that you would like to bring as well. From 11:30 to 11:45, I'd recommend that you guys make sure you guys have a survival kit set up. Now, normally, this is the bummer because this is something that I would normally provide for you guys. I'd have some gum, some peppermint, some snacks. I'd have a bracelet for you guys and some inspirational quotes, but sadly, I can't give you our little survival kit that I've given in the past. But you guys can set one up. And of course, peppermint and gum, those really activate the brain and help keep you focused. Make sure you guys log in around 11:30 to 11:45. Set up some relaxing background music like we often listen to when you guys take your essays in my class. Nothing too distracting. I would avoid songs with lyrics, but just some nice, relaxing background music that you enjoy. Eat your snacks. Stay hydrated. Keep those nearby. And also let your family and friends know that you're not to be bothered from 12 to 1 p.m. This is definitely some you time, and we want you to be 100% focused for this exam. During the test, so remember, this is going to be an excerpt of prose fiction from a novel or a play. The first thing you want to do is make sure you guys dissect the prompt. Identify those key terms and concepts and quotes from the prompt that need to be integrated into your introduction. And remember, you guys have been seeing this consistent pattern that the prompt is probably going to say something like complex relationship or complex interplay. Make sure you're working those terms and keeping that concept in mind while you guys are taking the exam. Also, identify the date for hints or clues about themes or topics from literary movements. Go back if you haven't checked it already, but last Friday, I believe it was, I gave you guys a Kahoot to review the literary terms, or not the literary terms, but the literary movements and the themes and topics that would arise during that time. So that can just give you a huge advantage. Read and annotate carefully. It's probably going to take you about 2 reads for things to start to click or make sense. Some things will definitely pop out right away from the first read, but it's usually the second and maybe even the third read that now it'll start to make sense. So don't freak out if it doesn't make sense the first time around. Devise a quick plan and graphic organizer. Make sure you guys already have your so what ready to go to put into your introduction. You want to front load that. If you've got something that's outstanding, level 2, level 3 to put in for your so what, do that right away. Don't wait. Keep in mind too, HTS, hook, thesis, so what, but I do want to warn you guys, don't spend too much time on a hook. That can start to pull you away from diving into the nitty gritty with your thesis and your so what. And remember, another great way to just start your essay is to ATLDS, which is the author of this piece is using this literary device to teach the readers what, the so what. Make sure you guys are avoiding summary. Keep your commentary at level 2 and level 3. You don't really need to do too much level 1 or summary because that's all, it's that passage is all just right there up front for you guys. This isn't like the third open essay in which you would probably have to give a little brief summary. I would avoid that. Just stay in that level 2, level 3 level. Keep in mind too, don't go over 2 literary devices. 1 to 2 should suffice. 1 to 2 paragraphs of commentary should suffice. If you get into 3 or 4 literary devices, it can get really hard to manage in a 45-minute essay. Remember, quotation integration, keep it pithy, use your ellipses, use your brackets, own those quotes. Now this is just a mental trick, but use numerous paragraph breaks, check for spelling and check for grammar. If you get tired, if you start to get frustrated or overwhelmed, take a break, take a bathroom break, step away from the test for a minute or 2 and dive back in. Walk away from it, do some breathing, and then come back and dive right in. Keep in mind too that if what you're reading doesn't make sense, close your eyes and tackle it again. Remember, it's not always going to come to you right away, but remember, the answer is in there. It's in there somewhere. They pulled out this piece because there is something important that they're looking for you guys to identify. It's not always just one thing. There can be multiple things, and choose the thing that really catches your eye and go for it. If you're running out of time, get back to your so what. Close with your so what, and check your introduction too. Go back to your introduction to see if you made any broken promises. If you said you were going to talk about setting and personification, but you never really got to personification, go ahead and delete that and get rid of that. Remember, guys, no one is more prepared than you guys are. Think about all the things we've done. There's going to be no surprises. I've completely prepared you guys for this. No one knows more biblical or mythological allusions than you guys do, 156 plus. You've expanded your collegiate vocabulary by 500 words, which is astounding. You know 256 basic to advanced literary terms and devices. Show off what you know. You've mastered how to write a high-end essay in 40 minutes, guys, and you guys get 45 minutes. So keep that in mind. You know how to write the perfect intro. You know how to analyze and give commentary. You know how to get to that so what and analyze literature at a collegiate level. you know how to properly close your essay with your so what. Remember, guys, you guys have learned to read and write and analyze and think at a level that most people didn't even have the courage to explore, but here you are and you did it. But most importantly, guys, I want you to remember that you are more than a student number. You are not a national or college board statistic. You are more than a GPA. You're much, much more than a test score. This is just one part of our journey together. It's just a 45-minute part of our journey together, so it doesn't define you or me or our time shared together and what we learned. Work hard. Enjoy this portion of the journey. You guys are never going to do anything like this again, and most people don't even try something like this. Most students don't even try something like this, and here you are. You guys are doing it amidst the pandemic. You guys should be proud of yourselves. Enjoy the journey. And remember, most importantly, that I am infinitely proud of you. I love each and every one of you very much. I may be from afar, but I will be right there with you the entire time. So that's what I've got for you, scholars. Just a couple final reminders, final tips. I'll also post that slideshow for you guys so you can review it on your own as well. But again, guys, I love you so much. You guys are going to do fabulously on this. I think this is going to work out really well for you. I know that you're prepared. So go out there and show them what you know.